Creatures of the night, let's talk about AEW Collision. We started off with the TNT title on the line. Dustin Rhodes going against Lee Moriarty. And I'll just be honest and say, I don't even know where this came from. Like, how did Lee Moriarty get a title shot? And I just don't know. I am not necessarily against having Ring of Honor wrestlers on AEW TV. It's just that why don't we get these people to be on Ring of Honor? Like, literally, I don't remember the last time seeing Lee Moriarty in action other than the pay-per-view that just happened, or Dustin Rhodes other than the pay-per-view that just happened as well. It's like, well, what are we paying $10 a month to see people who don't even have the titles on the show, which is crazy? So they are on Collision. The match, I thought, was really interesting. They went like close to 20 minutes, I want to say. And, some people might not have expected that from Dustin Rhodes. So Dustin Rhodes is the better Rhodes, if you ask me. And I think he wrestled well, but at times it's a little difficult to watch him. And I'm just going to be honest and say, at his age, and sometimes he does look a little frail in the ring with someone as young and hungry as Lee Moriarty, and kind of difficult to believe that he would actually beat someone like Lee Moriarty. Even with Shane Taylor ringside, that's not enough to help Lee take the TNT title off of him, and Dustin ends up retaining. I personally am not interested in seeing Dustin with the title, but I'm not going to say he's not deserving. Luckily, after this, Kyle Fletcher come on out there in his pink shades and his pink little two-piece outfit, and I was just like, bro, I know a Sheen outfit when I see it. Like, this is it. He looks amazing. Baby oil splashed all over him and everything. It just was, the look was immaculate. Anyway, enough about me being thirsty. Kyle Fletcher's like, how the hell did Lee Moriarty get a title shot? Like, where the hell did Lee Moriarty come from? And honestly, I think we all was thinking it too. And he says that he's the one who should be going for a title shot. Dustin pretty much was like, yeah, you know what, bitch, sure, you should. How about next week, you and I in the Chicago street fight? I was like, next week? Forbidden Door not around the corner or something? You know what? No, I don't want that on Forbidden Door either. But still, I something about it being literally next week made me feel like, okay, Tony, so what you're saying to me is that Dustin's going to hold the title for a mere 3 weeks? I like that idea. Now, you guys remember the other day they did announce there to be a tag tournament. Winner of the tournament will go against Her Syndicate at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. And they did release the other teams that were going to be on there. I don't have that on me, but just don't be surprised to hear that there was no New Japan teams on there, or at least a team from CMLL. None of that was going on. So I guess Forbidden Doors, the door is still closed at this point. They did announce that the Bang Bang Gang was going to be on there, but we had a little bit of a promo from Austin and Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson will be taking Colton's place in that tournament, which I am cool with. Now, after this, we do have Tony Schiavone, who offers condolences to Hulk Hogan's family. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't think they was going to do it at all. And I was pretty sure that when the show started, that people were just like, oh, they're not. Typically, when someone passed away, it's usually as soon as the show starts that you see something in regards to, someone who passed away. And I don't think that people thought that it was going to happen. People have been giving AEW a lot of hate and heat for this. And Tony Schiavone does go on and talk about Hogan for like, I don't know, maybe a minute or so, and offer the condolences to the family, which was very interesting. And Tony Khan, I'm not going to lie, baby, I thought you were going to stand on business, but it is what it is. Now, after this, we do hear from Toni Storm, who talks about women in her box and all this shit. When I tell you the sexual innuendos is definitely just getting more and more sexual, it's very interesting. And I'm really looking forward to see Athena and Toni Storm in the situations where, judging them based off their promos, and also like face to face if they're talking on the mic, because Athena, I feel like, hasn't had too many opportunities to have a feud like this with anyone, especially for a really long time. And Toni Storm is really well versed in terms of not just in the ring, but also speaking as well. And I hope to hear a lot more from Athena, because if she's going to have a promo battle with Toni Storm, I don't know how well that's going to work out. Now, we do have for the tag tournament eliminator thing that they're doing for Forbidden Door, we have the Bang Bang Gang going against Brian Keith and Big Bill. I really like Brian Keith and Big Bill together. They don't really necessarily seem like a team that you would put together, but I do feel like over time I'm seeing that they actually complement each other in the ring. And I figured with Juice coming back and pretty much, the Guns coming back, that they wouldn't take the win. But I thought that, Big Bill and Brian looked really great here. Something about it to me is a lot of times AEW does this thing where it's like, okay, we're trying to build up a team or a person, but as soon as somebody returns or a new person come back, we just going to push you back to the back of the line. And I just don't like it. I don't like it. You're giving Brian and Bill, they've been getting some TV time. They've had some really notable moments these past few months. And as soon as another team returns, it's just like, all right, see ya. Thank you for just keeping the a little spot on the roster until so-and-so comes back. And honestly, I'm not feeling it. This was a really great match, and despite how well I think Brian and Bill did here, the Bang Bang Gang, I'm trying not to mess that up, the Bang Bang Gang ends up taking the win, which I'm cool with. I just want more opportunities for everybody. Like, everybody should be having more opportunities, and something about it where it just feels like, all right, well, the boys are back, so we don't need y'all anymore. It's very interesting. This was an opportunity that I could have used to take a newer team like Big Bill and Brian and advance them on to a tournament like this. Now, after this, we get Don Callis backstage with Shane Taylor. Shane was just about to do an interview about Lee Moriarty losing, unfortunately, to Dustin Rhodes. And then here comes Uncle Don, who's just like, oh, you know what? The Outrunners are supposed to be going in the tag tournament, and maybe your boys can take a spot in a tournament if the Outrunners just can't make it to fucking Dynamite next week to go against the Young Bucks. And I was like, okay, keep talking. What does that mean? And then he go on to say that if we can just work together as a team in the 8-man all-star tag match where Don Callis' family will be teaming up with the infantry and just take out the Outrunners so they don't make it to their tournament match next week, then maybe the infantry can slide on in and take that spot. Then he goes on to say that if they win the match, which is also for $400K, where literally every wrestler in the match can have $100K each, he gonna go say, oh, I'm gonna get $300K and I'll give you the $100K, and walked away. I was like, wait, the math ain't mathin'. You're not even in this damn match. You only got 2 people of your people in the match, and show to Shane, but you're going to be the one to get $300K by yourself. You're tripping. After this, we have the Best Wrestler Alive Open Challenge, Max Caster, who comes on out there to get everybody to chant his chant. And what was interesting was Chicago did it. They're chanting. They seem to sort of like him. And then he puts the time on the clock, 5 minutes to beat the Best Wrestler Alive. Who's it going to be? It was quiet. Music hit. And I think everybody was just standing there in the crowd. Us on the stream, we're just like, well, whose music is this? It's Anthony Bowens. And why is it that we forget his music every single time he comes out there? I know it's more on the news side, but it's just like something about the music and something about Anthony Bowens. It just hasn't made an impact yet at this point. So we didn't even realize that it was his music until he actually came out with Daddy Ass. So we're getting Anthony Bowens to go against Max Caster. I want to say it took Anthony like half of that 5 minutes to beat Max Caster, and once again it was literally me seeing Anthony Bowens using fucking all of Daddy Ass's movesets in the fucking match, and I'm just like, why does he keep doing this? Like, if you're trying to get over, I can understand you wanting to use something of Billy, but I felt like I was just watching Anthony Bowens as Billy Gunn in the ring. I don't like that. I don't see how that's going to get you over. But anyway, believe it or not, he was a bit aggressive with Max, and people was actually booing him, and they were cheering for Max. And I was just like, oh, the tables have turned. And after the match was over, and obviously Anthony Bowens ended up winning, he seemed to want to continue getting his hands on Max. And then Daddy Ass comes for the save and kind of pushes him out the way and just like, leave him alone. He's already dead. Like, just let the man just lay there. And he's checking up on Max Caster. And then you see Anthony Bowens behind Daddy Ass, and it looks like he's ready to whoop his ass. But he thinks about it, and he's just like, no, I'm not going to do it. And he ends up leaving, which is very interesting. I don't know where things are going, but Daddy Ass, stay away from both of these guys. I think we're done with that shit. Now, we hear from the patriarchy back there. Mama Wayne is looking amazing in all white. And then we have a Kip Sabian who is just like, he looks like a model. The makeup, the hair, the outfits, everything is absolutely right. And then there's Nick Wayne with the Ring of Honor TV title. And AR Fox goes over there and interrupts and challenges him to a tag match. So he's going to have a partner of his choice to go against Kip and Nick Wayne, which is interesting. Now we got that $400K on the line in an 8-man all-star tag match. Outrunners teaming up with Ishii and Hologram. And does it even matter who their opponents are? Ishii and Hologram is on somebody's team? Come on, we know where this is going. They're going against Hechi Seto. Oh, he's so dreamy. I love him. And Don Callis is doing this new thing for Hechi Seto, talking about how he's better than all these luchadors and he's the best luchador around. And to be honest with you, like, he's my favorite luchador right now. He really is. And he says his name and his mouth is wide open and he's screaming. He looks like a madman doing this. But Don Callis, I think he's the best. He knows exactly what he's doing. Hechi Seto comes out. And he has Lance Archer with him in the infantry. Trish Adora is also ringside, as well as Shane Taylor. The predictability does kills it. Despite them all getting in the ring and you know, doing their thing and having a fun matchup, I hate feeling like not surprised. There's nothing to be surprised about. Exactly the same people who's winning every single time are the same people who's winning every single time, and the same people who's losing every single time are the same people who's losing all the time. So it was kind of hard to get into because it's just like, it's the same outcome like every single time. You know, even with Shane Taylor and Trish ringside, that's not going to help. None of that cheating shit is helping. As a matter of fact, Paragon came on out there just to make sure that all the cheating stuff stops and everything. And I was just like, well, what y'all doing out here? Honestly, I really don't know. It was very, I don't want to say awkward, but I'm just tired of seeing the same thing all the time with the same people. And yes, after a total recall, the Outrunners and Ishii Hologram win that $400K. Tony Khan is literally doing like almost every week where there's money involved. And Tony, keep that up. And I'm just going to put a pair of boots on too and get in the ring and see if I can get some money too. Now after this, we have the Triangle of Madness, which is a new name of Sky Blue, Tekla, and Julia Hart. I don't like the name. I've heard people making up better names than Triangle of Madness to go against. I want to say local talent, but I'm not going to do that because we have consistently had Lainey Luck on Ring of Honor, Maserati on Ring of Honor as well, and then Rachel Ellering, who is on the roster, get their ass jobbed by the Triangle of Madness. I think they look great together. They do have this look. You know what? This might sound crazy to say. It's kind of like one of those situations where it's just like, oh, y'all dress the same. Y'all should be friends, or y'all should be in the same group. It's something like that where it's just like, oh, put all the anime kids together and put all the goth kids together or whatever, and we're just gonna hope that it works. But I thought that they did well together as a team. This was very much on the short side, so I need to see something longer to see how these girls do as a trios. But not bad. After the match, though, Megan Bain came. No, hold on. Let me backtrack. Queen Aminata came out there. She has like that black makeup thing around her eye, obviously from the mist from Julia Hart the other day, and she has a chair. And Megan Bain came out there to take care of Queen Aminata because why the fuck not? And she ends up walking away. And I was just like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see you on the bingo card, but here she is. And I don't know what that's about. Maybe I'm missing something when it comes to Megan and Queen Aminata. But I was wondering if it has something to do with maybe trying to impress the girls of the Triangle of Madness. I'm not necessarily sure, but it was interesting to see her out there. After this, we hear from Stokely Hathaway, who is with Cheesecake, and the other one, I can't remember his name. The other security guard that be out there. They're together, and he is sitting in front of them with the crutches on, and he needs security now apparently because he's afraid that Adam Copeland or even Hurt Syndicate might put their hands on him. And to be honest with you, he's not a wrestler. He doesn't deserve to have to sleep with one eye open at this point. And I am not sure where things are going, but Stokely is letting everyone know that FTR will be winning that tournament and will be going for the tag titles at Forbidden Door. Now, after this, Kyle O'Reilly went back there and went to go have a good time with Hologram and Ishii and them, like as if he's back with the conglomeration, and they were talking about, oh, how with the money y'all got, we could spend it on Roderick's birthday. Happy birthday, Roderick Strong, by the way. And Roderick don't necessarily seem happy about this. I don't know what's going on with Roderick and Kyle O'Reilly, but I'm gonna need y'all to suit up because I didn't hear y'all names on the tournament thing. Like, why aren't they on the tournament? I really don't know, but I'm hoping for them to get tag titles at some point in the very near future. Now, after this, Nick Wayne teams up with Kip Sabian to go against Angelico and AR Fox that are already in the ring. So we giving our boys as jobbers entrance? Like, what is going on? Oh, I was not happy about that. Not happy about that. Kip and Kip, baby, I don't remember last time I seen you wrestle. I really don't remember. So it was interesting to actually see him after so many months actually be in the ring. And honestly, I'm just gonna say, I don't think anything was wrong with him this entire time. I think they were so focused on whatever Christian was doing with Nick that they kind of was like, Kip was somewhat of the third wheel in a way. And they just didn't do much with him at all, to be honest with you, but have him stand there and look pretty. It was great to see Kip in the ring. He's an amazing wrestler. So is Nick Wayne. But I just felt like this was more of a squash situation for AR Fox and Angelico. And those are two of my guys. And honestly, I did not like that at all. Nick Wayne ends up taking the win with a kill switch to Angelico. I don't know what we're doing. After this, we hear from Statlander, who is back there. It's sounding kind of heelish. I don't know what that promo was. One of the worst promos I've heard in a long time about how Willow Nightingale should be thanking her. And she had like pieces of papers that she had in her hand, and she blew it onto the face of Renee Paquette. And she was saying, oh, thank you, Willow, for reminding me how strong I am, athletic, and all that stuff, and how I'm grateful to be myself, whatever she said. And it just came off really strange. Very strange. And if Chris could erase this from people's memories, like, I literally would do this if I had an option to be able to erase that promo from people's mind, because it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. But main event, we had the Ring of Honor women's title on the line. Athena going against Alex Windsor. And once again, we are seeing Ring of Honor wrestlers on AEW TV, and we are hoping that with our $10, Tony Khan, that we can also see them over there as well. But apparently you have other plans. This was a really great main event. They was like, hey, we're going to go into overtime if we need it. And I was just like, it shouldn't take that long. Alex is very talented, but Athena, we got this. We ain't worried about it. Billy Starks is out there and trying to make sure that Athena wins. Now, because Athena is a heel and she's been having Billy by the puppet strings since the very beginning, this is typical for Athena, but I do feel like she could do bad all by herself. Like, that's the type of vibes that Athena has always given anyway. For storyline purposes, I can understand Chris being out there, but honestly, not really needed. I think she could have beaten her anyway. Athena takes the win with an O face, and for anyone who's not familiar with Alex Windsor, I think this was a really great match for anyone to just try to get into her and look up some highlights on YouTube or whatnot to see what she's capable of giving. I did not for 1 second think that she would even win the Ring of Honor Women's title from Athena, who's had it for over 2.5 years now. Like, there's just no way that Alex was going to be able to do that. Now, after this, they end up attacking Alex, and our girl, Toni Storm, comes out there to save her. And they end up kind of sort of having, I don't want to say a brawl, but all four of these girls were fighting in the very end. And I know we're going towards a tag match with all four of these girls, which I'm cool with. But I want to see a little bit more things advance between Toni and Athena. And maybe, like I said, the promos, I want to see maybe a promo battle with them. I want to see sneak attacks and all this shit going on between them. We don't necessarily have to get other people involved, because no matter what the situation is, Athena has this little clipboard thing that she can cash in on any time, and you don't even need to have a storyline to do it. But I am glad that they're doing a storyline when it comes to Athena, because she's needed this for a long time, and I hope we get a chance to see a little bit more of her on AEW TV. And Tony Khan, yes, on Ring of Honor as well. We're paying for the damn thing. You guys, thanks for watching my review. I will be back with AEW on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we're having Collision. Don't forget Thursday, Collision. I will also still be continuing to review the G1 Climax as well. In between then, it's a really, really great tournament for anybody who wants to check it out. They've done really well. The matches have been just really amazing stuff. Like, if you love pro wrestling and you want to see the best that pro wrestling has to offer right now, New Japan is absolutely giving that to us in this tournament. So you guys, I will see you guys on the next one.